Scentland, the land of scent. Hello and welcome, it's Chris back with yet another fragrance review, and today it's again about a selection of specific fragrances that have a note, a special note in them, featuring this note in a way that this note is becoming the most prominent in that particular blend of the fragrance, okay? What I mean is that a note that is sticking out in this particular fragrance and gives it a backbone, gives it a special touch, and kind of dominates the fragrance, okay? That's what's all about here. And I've done a few like this. I've done one on one of my favorite notes, nutmeg. I've done one or all around the note of tomato leaf. I've done a few more, I think. And in the past months, I became more aware and realized that I tremendously love the note of musk. And I love it because it has this very prominent feature, straightforward. It's a very straightforward note that you can easily recognize in the fragrance, okay? Because it's of the smell itself. It is dry and has no sweetness, and you know, these are the features of a smell that I really cherish more and more. Okay, so I said that I look at my collection and the fragrances that I've used in the past years, and I try to find those 5 fragrances that are featuring the note of musk and the most likable way according to my own personal taste. Okay, so let's fire away. We have to travel back, as you know me, vintage guy, in all kinds of aspects, vintage guy. Okay, we go back to the year of 1986, Karl Lagerfeld, and this fragrance KL On. There is a musk in there among fairly heavy yet somehow still refreshing spices that is sticking out. The musk here is giving this a very nice, classy backbone, almost, and we'll see this in many cases, almost up to a point where the musk is kind of powdery, but it keeps it straightforward, and somehow still clean smelling, even though the fragrance, this one Kyle from 1986, is a heavy, spicy fragrance. Still, it has the musk here makes this somehow still fresh smelling, and clean smelling, and straightforward, dry smelling. So therefore the musk in KL On is one of those musks that really stick out and are very prominent and feature very well in this particular fragrance. Okay, now as we travel ahead in time, the Spanish house of Nikkei, founded in 1929, Spanish fragrance designer. It has nothing to do with the American sports brand Nike. Okay, so this is Nikkei from Spain. It has this fragrance called Urban Musk, and the funny thing is that I received this bottle from my ex-mother-in-law. Okay, and I was like, okay. Wow. Okay. Whatever. I appreciated the gesture, but I wasn't sure, where to put this fragrance, how to go ahead with it. But I went ahead with it fairly well. As you can see, it's fairly empty, and this is a straightforward kind of 80s musk smelling. It has this clean smelling, but a bit 80s locker room way. Okay, it's not as fine-tuned, this musk in this fragrance, and that's what I love about it, because it is this masculine musk, okay? It's a no-nonsense musk, and it very much dominates the entire fragrance. It's in the name as well. It's urban musk, okay? It really smells like maybe a locker room in New York City in 1985, okay? And that's the type of musk, but I tremendously love it because, again, it's fresh, uplifting, straightforward, a bit punchy here, because it's a bit rough around the edges, this musk, but still it's lovable to no end if you love the note of musk. Okay, traveling ahead in time, 2006 was the year, I think. Angel Schleser, another Spanish. I love the Spanish actually in their fragrances as well, because they really produce great quality. Angel Schleser 2006 came out with this fragrance, where the musk, similar to the Lagerfeld, is one of the notes, but a major note in the blend, because a other prominent note in this fragrance is the coffee. Great coffee, dry espresso type of coffee, much like Tosar Inside. You know, the coffee that is classy smelling somehow. It's not a cappuccino. It's not a fancy melange. Okay, it's not a sugary coffee. It's not a vanilla coffee. It's a dry coffee, and I think the dryness is being enhanced by the wonderful use of musk in this fragrance. So at the beginning, it's more about the coffee and some other notes in there, and as it dries down, the coffee kind of remains still lingering on, and the musk joins in, and there together, the coffee and the musk create this dry, straightforward, clean, classy, tremendous smell that I love so much, and makes this fragrance so sexy. Angel Schleser, essential for men, okay, essential. Okay, and then we go ahead, and one of the nicest musks out there is Clean Ultimate. And I think this is probably a genderless fragrance, although it's leaning toward the feminine side, okay? So my wife does wear this more often, but this has just it's a laundry type of smell altogether. It's a very fresh smell with a clean-cut, straightforward, beautiful musk that is dominating this. Although again, here the musk is not featured in the name of the fragrance, but still the musk is a very, very dominant, prominent note in here. Beautiful, as I say. This is really almost a laundry type of smell. Very clean, clean clothes, clean mind, relaxed, straightforward. The musk in this can be almost up to a piercing level. Again, it's a no-nonsense, dry, straightforward musk that is immediately recognizable in this one. Paired up with this laundry scenario, they fit together perfectly, just like with the espresso type of classic coffee. Very, very well done and Clean Ultimate. It's more feminine, okay? But if you really love musk, you don't care. And last but not least, you know, this fragrance, I've featured this recently very often, and this made me realize how much I love musk. Ferret Fougère Italiano, Gianfranco Ferret Fougère Italiano. I've been talking a lot about this fragrance, so I don't want to overdo it, but the musk here is an absolutely genius musk here. This has a great deal of a nice bergamot and some floral aspects with jasmine, but the backbone here, and don't be fooled by the color of the juice. This is nothing aquatic. This is the backbone of this fragrance is a clear uplifting, very nice, very modern take on musk. Okay, it's very present, so it's the, as I say, it's the absolute backbone here, but it's done in a way that interacts in a perfect manner with the freshness of the bergamot and the floral aspects of the jasmine. Okay, absolutely brilliantly done, and again, it's so modern, and I'm so happy to see musk being introduced to the audience in a modern way, and it also shows the tremendous versatility of the note of musk that you can see throughout these fragrances here. If done and mixed and blended well, it can go along with heavy spices, it can go along with coffee, and it can go along with jasmine floral notes. You know, it can be used together with citrus notes. So musk really is something that goes hand in hand with other notes very well if blended in a nice manner. So it does not necessarily have to, in my opinion, to rule a fragrance, because musk can be overbearing and musk can be too much, okay? But if blended nicely and professionally, musk is one of the nicest notes in a fragrance that I can imagine. So that's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. That's the deal. These are my musk babies here, right here, okay? Hey, give me a big hand of applause. Okay, thanks very much. This was Chris from Scentland with my 5 favorite fragrances containing a musky backbone, okay, or the note of musk. Thank you very much, and see you soon for yet another review. Bye bye.